Are you finding that it takes forever to get anything edited on Premiere Pro? I'm going to show you 3 tools inside of Premiere Pro that just makes editing way easier and faster. So let's hop into Premiere and I'll show you exactly what I do. Okay, so first off, go to Edit, go to Keyboard Shortcuts. The 3 most important ones are right here. So Ripple Trim, Previous Edit to Playhead, Ripple Trim, Next Edit to Playhead, and Add Edit. Now, these sound very confusing and complicated. They're really not. I'll show you exactly how they work here in a second. Now, these 2 should automatically come bound to the W and Q keys. Now, I would suggest adding the Add Edit shortcut to the E key, and I would also suggest leaving these shortcuts to these 3 keys for a couple of reasons. First off, because everybody's hand just kind of naturally goes to the WASD area on the keyboard, because at some point we've all played a game on the computer. It's just kind of second nature to put your hand there at this point, and also your right hand is going to be using the mouse, so I wouldn't suggest moving them over to the right side of the keyboard. So once you've added the Add Edit to the E key, click OK. So as an example, I use one of the videos for my gaming channel, Walmart Thor. So when I'm editing my videos, I pretty much know any of the silent parts here where there's not anything of me talking, I'm probably going to cut out of the video. So chances are you're probably using the razor tool to cut parts of your video up like this maybe, and then maybe you're Control Xing and then you're dragging the clips to the beginning of the playhead, or maybe you do it like this where you just drag this and try to get it as close as possible. Let me show you a much faster way and much more effective way to do this. So what you can do instead is drag this to right where you want to cut, and instead of using a razor tool or doing anything, just click Q and look at that. It automatically cuts all the junk before this, and it snaps the entire timeline to the beginning of the playhead. Now, I've already edited this video before, so I know there's a little bit of dialogue from this NPC here that he says that I want to keep in the video, so I will drag this back out a little bit. So I want to keep this part in. And there's a little bit of a pause here before I react. What did you say about my sweet roll? So for an instance like this, you might be thinking, well, I can just razor here and razor here, right? Which you could, but this is going to be a much faster way. So that Add Edit shortcut that I told you to put on your E key, this is where this comes into play. So you can just click E and it automatically cuts your video. That we drag ahead to where I start talking. And now this is going to flow much easier. What'd you say about my sweet roll? And I'm even going to tighten this up a little bit more here. What'd you say about my sweet roll? So I cut off all the fluff before this part, and I also trimmed some of the fat in between these 2 clips just so it flows better. What'd you say about my sweet roll? So as you can see, there's another long gap of me not saying anything. So what I will do here is I will add an edit by pressing E. I will scroll ahead here. Are you hitting on me, buddy? So obviously I want to keep that part in. So I will go here to the beginning of the clip, click Q. Are you hitting on me, buddy? And then I can click E again, and there you go. What'd you say about my sweet roll? Are you hitting on me, buddy? So now these clips all flow together much nicer, and you can obviously zoom in a little bit if you want to make even tighter edits. Like I can trim off this little piece of silence right here. What'd you say about my sweet roll? Are you hitting on me, buddy? Okay, so I've showed you the Ripple Trim Previous Edit to Playhead shortcut, and I've showed you the Add Edit shortcut. You may be wondering, when do you use the Ripple Trim Next Edit to Playhead? So this one you use more so when you're going back to make more detailed edits later. All right, so say I left too much empty space here after this clip. You know what? Can I just run? So obviously you don't want that long, awkward pause there. So what you would do is you would go to where the clip ends. You can drag it a little closer for a cleaner edit, and then you would click W and it would trim off all the excess crap after this clip, and it will also drag this to the playhead. So like I said, you usually don't use this tool until you're combing back through your video once it's pretty much completely done being edited. Like I'll pull up the actual timeline for this video. So obviously there's a lot of edits here. That's probably over 100 if I had to guess. Basically what I do is I comb through my video once, trim it up, and make it as close as possible. I don't really go into too much details. It's like a rough edit. And then I go back through and I make more detailed edits. So say I've got my entire timeline edited and I go go back to a clip early in the video and I want to trim this part off here, what I can do is I can click W and it will trim it off, and it will also drag the entire timeline to snap to that playhead. So you don't have to worry about like dragging the entire timeline over to where you just made an edit. So obviously if you look at how much editing I have to do here, this is just a 30-minute segment of this video. This took like 4 hours to film. I can just kind of breeze through this editing. Now, typically I will watch the clips before I just start chopping away, but typically like if there's a giant pause like right here, I know there's nothing of value in there, so I could just go through, cut that all out. And this just saves me a lot of time, because I used to edit all my videos like this. I would drag this along, add an edit, and then I'd maybe like do this, drag this here, and then like it's just a lot of clicking and going back and forth. This way you never have to click on any of these tools here. You can just keep chugging along with just by pressing a key. So yeah, hopefully you find this helpful. I just thought I would throw this video together real quick because I'm sure there's a lot of small YouTubers out there struggling to get videos edited in a timely fashion, and they want to get work done a lot quicker. Or maybe you're editing something that's not for YouTube, it's for like work or something, and yeah, you just want to be more efficient with your time. I used to never use keyboard shortcuts. I used to think they were stupid and a waste of time, but then once I discovered these three, I've literally never done anything else but use those keys now. And truthfully, they're like the only 3 shortcuts that I use besides, you know, Control Z for when you make a mistake, obviously. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Also, if you want to check out that Skyrim video, I will have it linked down in my description. If you have any additional questions, you can leave them down in the comments, or if you have any other suggestions for videos that you'd like to see me make for Premiere Pro tricks or editing gaming videos, I can give you some tips and suggestions for what I do with my videos. But that's going to do it for me today. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.